category is buttons and bows. First up, you're safe. You may join the other girls.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Cortez Kirkwood, and it's time to lean in, but not too close because y'all know what's going around. I'm here with another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, episode 3, and it's time to unravel everything. This is the first episode that all of the queens are together, and this is the first episode where someone goes home, so we will reveal that later. If you don't know, let's just jump right into it. I'm in the workroom. I was safe this week. This week's runway was buttons and bows. As you saw earlier, I was safe via Ru. I wasn't in the top. I wasn't in the bottom. I was safe. So I will live to see another day. Okay? Nonetheless, this episode, it was an okay episode. And, you know, it kind of made me remember and understand why I appreciate the first 2 episodes so much. Because, I mean, now we have all these queens. And it's so hard to really focus on, you know, 13 different queens at once. In the first 2 episodes, we saw 7 and 6, but now they're all together, and I feel like the camera time is shorter, and we're just not really getting to know them as much. I think it really did them justice because we actually got to learn who they were, but now it's a little hard, but we're still giving a little bit. So starting out this episode, there was a mini challenge, and the mini challenge was basically the top 2 queens from the first 2 episodes had to rank the girls from their episode from top to bottom. And it was interesting. I thought it was kind of weird to have that initially, especially because this is the first episode where they're all together. So, I mean, they have technically only had a few moments with each other and they can kind of rank the tops and bottoms. But being that they had to rank the girls from the other episode or the other premiere, it was like, you know, they really didn't have much to go off of. And I think that this is obviously just a chance for Ru and VH1 and World of Wonder to create some mess, of course, she ranked me top, she ranked me bottom. And that's all it really was. For example, Jada said that Gigi was her top because she won. That's fair. She also ranked Heidi. I'm surprised she ranked Heidi. Because first of all, Heidi's a woman of color. So I was surprised that just based off of looks, she said, not saying she had to say she was in the top because she was black. However, it's just kind of funny that she would rank, other girls over her, like, Crystal and stuff, just based off looking at them. That's just how I feel. So basically after that, the top 2 queens from the first 2 episodes and the 2 queens that they ranked as the bottoms were the team captains of the Maxi Challenge. The Maxi Challenge this week was an improv challenge, and these can either be really good or really bad. I've seen some good ones. I really liked the one from season 10 where they had the talk shows. It was like Maury. And then the one last season where they had where Vanjie was, Britney. They was praising Britney and praising Mariah Carey. Those are really good. Now this one, they were trying to do an American Idol spinoff where it's like instead of picking the best of America, you pick the worst. And I liked the concept in that aspect, but I didn't really like how it all played out. And we'll talk about that. So the first group were the Del Rio Trio. And it was Heidi, Gigi, and Jackie. Now, this is, it's not really an odd pairing. I think this is like, okay, a cool little pairing between the two. And it jumps off like they're funny. They're these old ladies and they are trying to make it big, And Heidi and Jackie and Gigi, they all were stars in their group. They all were in the first episode together, but in their group, they were stars. Heidi was hilarious. I loved her, but I actually really liked Gigi the most. And I say that because she barely had much to say at the beginning and at the end. But in the middle where Heidi and Jackie were kind of carrying things, I think that she held her own, being dead. Like, she was slumping over. She was really playing that role. Jackie did well. Jackie had me cracking up when she was talking for her, with her mouth. I thought that was great. overall, they did really good, and I think they were obviously the top. I really feel that their performance should have got the entire group in the top, or at least one of the three from that group should have been in the top. But we'll talk about the tops and bottoms of the week later. The next group were the nut fruit. I don't know. They were like the Girl Scouts with Widow and Crystal and Nikki. To be honest, I didn't like anything about their group. I thought the whole concept was terrible. I think that Nikki and Crystal were a complete mess in the challenge. And Widow did well, but it's kind of easy to do well when you're being drunk. I know firsthand because I like to get drunk. And you can just do anything. So kudos to Widow. She's safe in that aspect. But as a group, I did not like that team. They were boring to watch. Next group were the Fruity Patooties. Now, of the four, they were my personal favorite. Not that they did the best, but I just really liked how Jada came in and she saved that group. She was hilarious. The concept, was kind of weird that she was exposing them from being gay. I get that. But she came in and she was funny. Like, I love that Jada is actually a comedy queen, because I was worried for Jada at first, but so far, like, she has shown that she can be theatrical and she can be funny. The rest of her group, Rock M. Sakura, she did well. I thought she kind of shined a little bit, even being the orange that she didn't want to be. Jan was there, she kind of faded to the background. I was surprised at that. And of course, Dahlia, she was broccoli, and it's so many ways she could have went with that. But she fell flat. She was worried about how she was looking. They all were sweating. They all were hot. But she was worried about her sweating. It just fell flat in her. But I thought that whole scene was funny. Thanks to Jada for coming in and saving it. That was my personal favorite. But as a group, obviously, they did not do that well. The final group, which was Sherry, Aiden, and Brita. Now, I found this group to be very annoying. It was very drawn out. I didn't find anything funny about it. Like, they were talking together, and I just really think that the piece where they decide, okay, we're not gonna be as one anymore, that should have happened a lot sooner. Just seeing them talk and go and together, that was freaking it was annoying. It was a hot mess. They said Sherry was a standout. I don't know how. Maybe they edited it out because y'all know what she been doing, or what she was doing. But maybe they edited it out. But I didn't like that group at all. They were not funny to me. They were talking about Aiden. I don't know how they were talking about Aiden, because they were all doing the same thing. Nobody did anything different. The only thing that happened different was Sherry, kind of walked out. But that was a part of the skit. I didn't like it. It was boring. Michelle said it was funny. That must clearly, you see the type of humor that they like over at the World of Wonder, because I didn't really care for it. And no. Now, in the runway, I just want to say that RuPaul looked really good. She looked good. RuPaul can be a hit or miss sometimes. I love Mother, but she can be a hit or miss. But this week, she was a complete hit. Her makeup was good. Her hair was good. The outfit, it was a hit. I loved it. Now, as far as these girls, to be honest, I only like two. And everybody else either were just safe in my mind, like, okay, you did the challenge, and there were some that did terrible. My favorites were Jan. I liked it. I like Jan. I think Jan is, she's cool. I think she does a little more than what she needs to do sometimes, but I do like her. And Sherry Pie. I know what's going on with Sherry Pie right now, disqualified, but realistically, she wore that outfit. It was a nice take on buttons and bows, and I loved it. Which is funny because them two kind of had similar looks in terms of like a doll or a voodoo doll or whatever. But those are my tops. The worst. Heidi, I'm sorry. It was a costume to me with Pinocchio. I didn't care for it. It was a costume with bows. She added the little booty part. The booty looked fake. It didn't look like a real booty. I didn't like it. Sorry, Heidi. Aiden, first of all, she had those. She took bow reds and she put them on a sweater dress and put bow reds in it. Tied. Sorry. I saw Aiden this past week down at the Mickey's, and she's actually a very sweet and nice queen. Like, I can see her personality that really comes through. It gave me hope to say that she'll make it further than I thought she would. But that runway with those bow reds, no. Sorry, Aiden. I don't know how she was not in the bottom because that was just simple as hell. I think Sherry's performance in Brita helped her make it safe because otherwise she should have been in the bottom. Not only that, because she has also worn that wig more than Akira has worn her wig from season 11. That one wig, same pussycat wig. Aiden, please don't wear that wig again. Please. I love you, but don't wear that wig no more. My bad, I got carried away. The last bottom to me was Widow. I didn't like the pants. I didn't like the whole concept. It gave me Asia O'Hara in season 10 with her clown outfit, but it was less glamorous and it was just ugly. I didn't like it. It was ugly. And I say this to say this runway, like, it was only so many things they could do. Everybody just kind of did something to be safe. Nobody really truly stood out. I know y'all gonna say, oh, Gigi, Gigi, and sorry, Gigi. I like the outfit. I love the colors. I love the hard work behind it. I did not like that you had on a dress thing, suit, bag, whatever, with buttons all over it. There were no bows. I didn't see no bows. They say it's bows somewhere. I didn't see no bows. And I just think it was an outfit in buttons. It was pretty, but I didn't go up for it. I wasn't amazed. Sorry, Gigi. You were safe, though. Good performance in the matching challenge, though. I loved it. Other than that, everyone else, just had on some bows and buttons. I didn't find anything like, ooh, nobody gave me, ooh. And that just lets you know that the runway, the theme just wasn't a strong choice. It was something different, but it just basically like, oh, let's do buttons and bows. Maybe they should have had buttons or bows because incorporating both, even though some of them didn't. I ain't like that. I like your bow though, Ru. Your bow was cute. That bow right here, that was really cute. But I didn't like the theme. Now let's talk about this. What's that thing called? This lip sync for your life. First of all, both of them should have took their ass home. RuPaul should have sent them home because that was a terrible lip sync. Now I understand, like I was rooting for Dahlia, but Dahlia, like she was her own mistake. And what I mean by that is that she was relying too much on looking pretty for the camera and too much on her family name that she was not able to excel in the competition. I don't know how people come on RuPaul's Drag Race in the 12th season without a big personality. First of all, it's drag. Pretty queens will never make it far in this competition. You have to have a personality. No personality, you would not make it. Dahlia, first of all, her personality was very boring and dry, but she also had like this chip on her shoulder that I felt like she didn't think she was better, but she just thought she was better than what she really was, and she really wasn't. I was very surprised that she can give a thorough performance to this song, considering like her house mother is Aja, and Aja is like, one thing Aja could do, if y'all know Aja from season 9 and then All Stars 3, she could perform. Dahlia, you let your mama down, honey, because that was terrible. You forgot the words, which is automatically elimination, but it was just bad. Nikki Doll, I was rooting for Nikki Doll, but now I am worried for Nikki Doll because Nikki Doll, she is a sweet person. She's not, her personality is not it's put off as Dahlia, but she's boring and she keeps talking about this accent. This accent, girl, is gonna get you sent home. Not because of the accent, but because you can't seem to push through it and get to the end. And the lip sync, terrible. Send them both home at this point. Get them out of here. Get these girls out of here. I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all. Overall, the episode was okay. It's so many girls, and I hate to say that every week, but it's so many girls, and they just gotta start going home before it really get good. Next week they're giving 3 different looks, so it's like the ball. So I think that we have seen a lot of their looks already. The first 2 episodes we saw, they gave like 4 different looks within the episode. So I was hoping that this next challenge would be something a little more entertaining, but it's not. We're gonna see another fashion show, I guess, and I'm just ready for people to start going home. I don't know who's gonna go next, but I have a good idea. And Rock M Sakura, I'm worried for her because she needs this consoling and this type of uplifting from the girls. This is not a competition for consoling, and this is not a young little drag race. Like, girl, no. This show has been going on for so many seasons now. You have to be strong enough to get through. I know they say it's hard. I'm sure they're up from 5 a.m. to like midnight, and they're in there all day. But this has been going on for so long. You have to push through. Rock M, I don't know. I'm worried for her. Nikki Doll, I am worried for her. And everyone else is okay with me right now. I see in this episode, I feel like Sherry is gonna make it really far, and this is very concerning because obviously she disqualified. She didn't. So I don't know what to say about that either. That's just crazy still. Dahlia is the first person to go home. Girl, please. We expected it, especially after this episode. She didn't do too well in the first episode that she premiered on. And this one, I mean, she didn't really do any better. She's just an example of what not to do. For the future seasons, do not come on RuPaul's Drag Race trying to be pretty and be looking good for the camera and barely have a personality, because that's not going to get you far on this show. I don't know how many seasons we got to have for people to realize that, but clearly Dahlia did not realize that, and now she's the first to go. Not only is she the first to go, but she's also the first person to leave without actually saying something or saying something. And personally, I thought it was kind of rude, just to RuPaul and the legacy. Like, be upset, but don't be a bad sport. It is what it is. So, Dahlia, sorry you left first. I know it hurts, but, it's okay. You just probably won't be getting called back for All-Stars because of the way you stormed off the stage. I want to thank y'all for letting in. I know we're still at the very beginning of this journey for RuPaul's Drag Race, but it's getting better. It's getting good. The girls are doing more, and I'm just ready to, just get down to it at this point. I'm almost ready for the finale. But in order for that to happen, we got to get some of these girls out of here, and they'll be leaving soon and very fast at the rate things are going. So follow me, like, subscribe, support, do all of that for me. I'm here. The lean will be here throughout this time. Let's talk. Let's chat. All right. Thank y'all. Peace.